From storyflo Daily, Riley on the day June 14th. From storyflo, this is your daily audio brief for June 14th. Riley, June 14th. The morning read 10 stories, balanced sourcing throughout. Let's get into it. First, from ARS Technica Science. Hidden underground around the world lie 110 quadrillion kilometers of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungal networks, webs of ultra-thin threads that, if connected in a single line, would stretch almost a billion times the distance between the Earth and the Sun, according to new research published in Science. On Thursday, threads of underground fungal networks are long enough to reach beyond the solar system. These fungal communities form intimate relationships with the roots of plants, which they provide with nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen in exchange for carbon, 1 billion tons of which the networks sequester underground annually, previous research has found. The new study led by Society for the Protection of Underground Networks, or SPUN, an organization founded to map mycorrhizal fungi networks, used a combination of literature review, soil samples from around the globe, machine learning, and laboratory testing to estimate the distribution and mass of these systems and map where they are densest. If the fungal network wasn't storing it, that carbon would be warming the atmosphere. But those networks have never been mapped globally until now. Next, second, from Pure Xbox. Talking point: what are you playing this weekend? June 13-14. Xbox is rolling out fresh content for the weekend, with a mix of new Game Pass releases and 3 titles added to free play days. The lineup includes recent hits that have just joined the subscription library, giving players a chance to jump into fresh experiences without extra cost. If you're in the mood for soccer, the World Cup buzz is reflected in the featured titles. EA Sports FC 26 brings the latest official football action, while Football Manager 26 offers a deep, strategic take on the sport. Both games are highlighted as must-plays for fans looking to get into the tournament spirit. Beyond the football focus, the weekend's free play days editions span a variety of genres, ensuring there's something for every gamer. Whether you're after a quick arcade session or a longer adventure, the new offerings aim to keep the Xbox community engaged and entertained throughout the weekend. Up next, third, from ARS Technica, threads of underground fungal networks are long enough to reach beyond the solar system. Hidden beneath soils worldwide, arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi form an immense underground web of ultra-thin threads that totals about 110 quadrillion kilometers. If stretched end-to-end, that length would be almost a billion times the distance from Earth to the Sun, making it one of the planet's longest biological structures. These fungal threads knit themselves tightly to plant roots, trading nutrients such as phosphorus and nitrogen for carbon that the plants produce through photosynthesis. In doing so, the networks lock away roughly 1 billion tons of carbon each year. Without this underground storage, that carbon would stay in the atmosphere and add to global warming. For the first time, scientists have produced a global map of these mycorrhizal networks. The effort, led by the Society for the Protection of Underground Networks SPUN, combined an exhaustive literature review, soil sampling from dozens of continents, laboratory analysis, and machine learning models to estimate both the distribution and total mass of the fungal threads. The resulting map highlights hotspots in temperate forests, agricultural soils, and tropical regions where the networks are densest. The study underscores how vital these hidden fungi are to Earth's carbon cycle and suggests that protecting and restoring mycorrhizal health could be a low-tech lever for climate mitigation. By quantifying the sheer scale of the underground web, researchers hope to integrate fungal dynamics into broader ecological and policy discussions about carbon sequestration and ecosystem resilience. And then, fourth, from ARS Technica. Hidden underground around the world lie 110 quadrillion kilometers of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungal networks, webs of ultra-thin threads that, if connected in a single line, would stretch almost a billion times the distance between the Earth and the Sun, according to new research published in Science. On Thursday, threads of underground fungal networks are long enough to reach beyond the solar system. These fungal communities form intimate relationships with the roots of plants, which they provide with nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen in exchange for carbon, 1 billion tons of which the networks sequester underground annually, previous research has found. The new study led by Society for the Protection of Underground Networks, or SPUN, an organization founded to map mycorrhizal fungi networks, used a combination of literature review, soil samples from around the globe, machine learning, and laboratory testing to estimate the distribution and mass of these systems and map where they are densest. If the fungal network wasn't storing it, that carbon would be warming the atmosphere. But those networks have never been mapped globally until now. Next, fifth, from Nintendo Life. Talking point: what are you playing this weekend? 13th June. Nintendo's latest Direct delivered a packed lineup, kicking off with a fresh look at Ocarina of Time, hinting at a modernized version of the classic Zelda title. Alongside it, the studio unveiled a teaser for Xenoblade Genesis, promising an expanded experience for Switch players, and introduced Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, the sequel to the popular sports compilation, showcasing new activities and multiplayer modes. The presentation also confirmed release windows for two upcoming titles. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is slated for a late summer launch, while the sci-fi strategy game Orbitals will arrive in the fall, giving fans clear timelines for their next big adventures. Both games aim to deepen the franchise's tactical roots with fresh mechanics and narrative twists. In addition to new entries, Nintendo highlighted an ambitious slate of ports coming to the Switch. The horror-action hybrid Lies of P will make its debut on the platform, followed by the sci-fi shooter Stellar Blade and the tactical shooter Space Marine 2. These titles broaden the console's genre offerings and signal continued support for third-party developers. Overall, the Direct underscored Nintendo's strategy of blending nostalgic revivals with fresh content, while expanding the Switch's library through both original releases and high-profile ports. The announced dates and titles set the stage for a busy second half of the year, giving gamers plenty to look forward to. Up next, 6. From Push Square. Talking Point. What are you playing this weekend? Issue 637. Breathe. It's been a really busy couple of weeks here at Push Square Towers with all the live streams and news, so we're all looking forward to a spot of downtime over the coming days. You can tell everyone on the team's been busy, because no one replied to my request for WAPE. Jamie O'Neill, my girlfriend, treated us both to tickets to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, which led to me playing the early Endor, Jakku and finalizer sections of LEGO Star Wars, The Force Awakens. Read the full article on pushsquare.com. And then, 7th, from storyflo. Parenting the day's top 6. June 13th. Summer journaling can be a quiet anchor for busy moms. A 5-minute morning pause, followed by prompts that ask you to picture your best summer self, list what excites or worries you, recall a vivid childhood memory, and describe a perfect day from sunrise to sunset. Other cues invite you to name a favorite scent, taste, sound, touch, or smell of the season, set a priority, and sketch a new skill you'd like to try. The piece notes that a modest subscription unlocks dozens of kid lunch ideas, family meal plans, and self-care articles. A simple weekend plan is highlighted: a family swim at a community pool, with kids eager to try the diving board. The author weaves in a thank you to a newsletter friend whose kind words brought tears, underscoring how small moments of play and gratitude can lift spirits and deepen community bonds. The article explains that Norse people chose names to reflect qualities like strength, resilience, or grace, and then offers a list of names such as a bird of prey name meaning eagle, a goddess-derived name meaning beautiful goddess, a victory-linked name, a storytelling goddess, and a fierce na me meaning wild or furious. Each entry includes a brief meaning and cultural origin. Viking history includes strong female names that many modern parents might love. A whimsical phrase about life being a chair of bullies inspires a quick cherry sherbet recipe. Blend frozen pitted cherries, plain yogurt, and almond butter for a 10-minute, 4-serving treat. The article also suggests topping rice cakes with cottage cheese and cherries, stirring them into oatmeal, adding them to smoothies, mixing them into yogurt, or stuffing them with feta. Key milestones in women's education are traced from the 1821 Troy Female Seminary to Vassar's 1861 degree granting status, Oberlin's early coeducational model, the first women's doctorates, Title Roman 9 1972 anti-discrimination law, and the 2010s shift to women outnumbering men on college campuses. The piece reminds readers that cherries are stone fruits and invites reflection on the original life is a bowl of cherries sentiment. The brief closes with an inclusive parenting call to action. A blended family's pride story illustrates how affirming language and support cut risks of depression and suicide for LGBTQ youth. A free Peaceful Parenting Reset Week is offered, along with resources for First, from TechCrunch. Anthropic's safety warnings may have just backfired. The government has pulled the plug on its most powerful AI. Anthropic's flagship model, Claude 2, was taken offline by U.S. regulators after the company flagged a narrow jailbreak risk that could let users X the system into disallowed behavior. Next, 8th, from storyflo. AI. The day's top 5. June 13th. From storyflo. This is your daily audio brief for June 13th. Here are today's top 5 AI stories. Let's get into it. The move surprised many in the tech community because the identified vulnerability was described as limited in scope and unlikely to affect the billions of interactions the model already handles. Anthropic argued that recalling a commercial product deployed at massive scale over a specific narrowly defined issue was disproportionate, and the company expressed frustration in a blog post that the decision undermined its own safety-first approach. The warning, issued by Anthropic's safety team, prompted the government to order a temporary suspension of the model's public access, citing concerns over potential misuse. Regulators, however, emphasized that the precautionary principle applies when powerful AI systems could be weaponized or cause broader societal harm. They noted that the incident highlights the growing tension between rapid AI deployment and the need for robust oversight, especially as governments worldwide tighten rules on advanced models. The episode may set a precedent for future interventions, signaling that even internal safety alerts can trigger external enforcement. Anthropic now faces the challenge of rebuilding trust with both users and policymakers while refining its risk mitigation processes to avoid another shutdown. Next, second, from the decoder, U.S. government forces Anthropic to disable Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for all customers worldwide. The directive applies to all customers worldwide, effectively removing the two frontier-level AI products from the market. Anthropic is complying with the order but has publicly pushed back, arguing that the identified vulnerabilities are minor and that similar weaknesses exist in competing models, including the upcoming GPT 5.5 from a rival provider. The United States government has issued an order requiring Anthropic to shut down global access to its Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 models, citing concerns that the systems could be exploited through jailbreak techniques. The company notes that the risks it flagged for its own Mythos line were previously highlighted in its own security briefings, making the government's action appear contradictory. In a statement, Anthropic warned that the forced shutdown could set a dangerous precedent, potentially stalling the deployment of advanced AI technologies across the industry. The firm suggests that the move may signal a broader regulatory clampdown on cutting-edge models before they have been fully vetted. The episode underscores the growing tension between rapid AI innovation and governmental efforts to mitigate emerging security threats, raising questions about how future frontier AI systems will be governed and released. Up next, third, from the decoder, open model Kimi K2.7 code undercuts GPT 5.5 and Claude by up to 12x on price per token. Moonshot AI has released Kimi K2.7 code, an open weights model with 1 trillion parameters built for programming. It still trails GPT 5.5 and Claude Opus 4.8 in coding benchmarks but costs a fraction of the price. So the key question isn't whether it's the best model, but whether the extra runs you get for the same budget make up for the gap in quality. The article Open Model Kimi K2.7 code undercuts GPT 5.5 and Claude by up to 12x on price per token appeared first on the decoder. And then, fourth, from the decoder, Meta shifts from token maxing to token managing as internal AI costs reportedly hit billions. An internal memo to 6,000 employees reveals Meta is heading toward billions in AI costs from internal use alone, starting in 2027. Budgets, allocations, and a central dashboard called AI Gateway will govern token consumption. Claude Fable 5 outpaces GPT 5.5 by 13 points on Frontier Math's toughest problems. Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 hits 88% accuracy on the hardest Frontier Math tier, a massive jump from Opus 4.5, which sat below 10% in early 2026. OpenAI's GPT 5.5 reaches about 75% on the same tier. CTO Andrew Bosworth put it bluntly, all motion is not progress, and token usage alone is not a measure of impact of any kind. The article Meta shifts from token maxing to token managing as internal AI costs reportedly hit billions appeared first on the decoder. Next, fifth, from the decoder, the pace of improvement in AI math keeps accelerating. The article Claude Fable 5 outpaces GPT 5.5 by 13 points on Frontier Math's toughest problems appeared first on the decoder. Up next, ninth, from The Verge AI, Amazon security research reportedly led to the White House's Anthropic Fable ban. So Amazon did some security research and found that they could get Fable 5 to give up information that could be used in cyberattacks just by using the right prompts. Apparently, Amazon CEO shared these findings with the White House, and not long after, the government decided to block foreign nationals from using it. It's interesting that Amazon's research was a key factor in this decision, and it's not clear what the full implications will be, but it's definitely a significant development. Amazon's research seems to have highlighted some potential security risks with Fable 5. On the markets, Kalshi traders have been actively repricing this story in the last day. And then, 10th, from High Snowbitey, Nike's crazy colorful, high-tech running shoe seeks attention. So Nike's Pegasus premium sneaker is getting a bold new look with its racer blue colorway. The shoe features a lightweight mesh upper with an ombre effect, transitioning from a deep royal blue to a peaky pink color. This gradient design continues down to the triple-stacked soles, which include 3 types of Nike technology: Zoom X, Zoom Air, and React X Foam. The midsole of the shoe is accented with Nike's neon green Volt color, adding to the overall bold and vibrant look. The Pegasus Premium is designed to provide a high-tech and highly cushioned running experience, making it suitable for everything from casual runs to finishing a workout and heading to the coffee shop. The new Racer Blue colorway is expected to be released on Nike's website on July 1 and will retail for $220. This price point is consistent with other colorways of the Pegasus Premium, which already includes a range of stylish options such as a clean pure platinum version and even a minimalist design without the iconic swoosh logo. The Pegasus Premium has already proven to be a versatile shoe that can look good in a variety of settings, from casual wear to being used as a base for artistic customization. With its new Racer Blue colorway, Nike is adding another stylish option to the lineup, which is sure to appeal to fans of the brand and running enthusiasts alike. Overall, the new Racer Blue Pegasus Premium is a great option for anyone looking for a bold and high-tech running shoe that can keep up with their active lifestyle. Whether you're hitting the pavement or just running errands, this shoe is sure to turn heads with its vibrant color scheme and sleek design. That's the day.